Hey guys, today is December 18th, 2015. We're going to read the rest of Acts chapter 19, verses 23 through 41, and then a daily devotional. Had the best day ever, like huge. God works in mysterious ways. The first woman I talked to made it a point to tell me, God bless. It was really cool. It's awesome. It's awesome to not be shy about your faith and then just see other people just shine with it. I wanted to do that so I could flex, but let's see. Look, oh my god, look at my muscles. I'm just getting so much stronger by the day. I didn't go to the gym today because my stomach really hurt, but we'll figure it out. Okay. The rise in Ephesus. This is Acts chapter 19, verse 23. About that time there arose a great disturbance about the way. A silversmith named Demetrius, who made silver shrines of Artemis, brought in a lot of business for the craftsmen there. He called them together along with the workers in related trades and said, "You know, my friends, what we receive a good income from this business, and you see and hear how his fellow Paul has convinced and led astray large numbers of people here in Ephesus and in practically the whole province of Asia. He says that gods made by human hands are no gods at all. There is a danger not only in our trade will lose its good name, but also that the temple of great goodness, Artemis, will be discredited, and that Goddess herself, who is worshipped throughout the province of Asia and the world, will be robbed of her divine majesty." When they heard this, they were furious and began shouting, "Great is Artemis of Ephesians!" Soon the whole city was in an uproar. The people seized Gaius and Aristarchus, Paul's traveling companions from Macedonia, and all of them rushed into a theater and together. Paul wanted to appear before the crowd, but the disciples would not let him. Even some of the officials of the province, friends of Paul, sent him the message begging him not to venture into the theater. The assembly was in confusion. Some were shouting one thing, some another. Most of the people did not even know where they were. The Jews in the crowd pushed Alexander to the front, and they shouted instructions to him. He motioned for silence in order to make a defense before people. But when they realized he was a Jew, they all shouted in unison for about 2 hours, "Great is Artemides of the Ephesians." The city clerk quieted the crowd and said, "Fellow Ephesians, doesn't all the world know that the city of Ephesians is the guardian of the temple of the Artemides and of her image which fell from heaven? Therefore, since these facts are undeniable, you ought to calm down and do anything rash. You have brought these men here though they have neither robbed temples nor blasphemed the goddess. If then Demetrius and the fellow craftsmen have a grievance against anybody, the courts are opened and there are proconsuls. They can press charges. If there is anything further you want to bring up, it must be settled in a legal assembly. As it is, we are in danger of being charged with rioting because of what happened today. In that case, we would not be able to account for this commotion, since there is no reason for it." After he said this, he dismissed the assembly. Word. Okay. Tomorrow is going to be Acts chapter 20. Let's see. So he goes through Macedonia into Greece. Achaeus raised from the dead at Taurus. So he's just going around just healing people. Today one of my managers was talking about healing people and stuff like that. I wish I could just heal people. And I was like, yeah, you can. And through God, you can heal people. They do it all the time. People don't believe in it. They think it's just a bunch of hocus pocus, but it happens. And I'm pretty sure I'll probably be a testimony at one point in my life the important thing is to know that God is beyond our understanding, and the power that He has, that He's instilled in us. These signs shall follow those that believe. It is unexplainable. You can't write it down on paper. You can't try to explain it to somebody. And then even these people that obviously see the miracles here, they still didn't believe. So at what point does it even really matter? If you choose to fight it, what is it? I mean, it doesn't even matter, God performed Jesus performed many miracles in front of people, and they still didn't believe. So it's like, well, I mean, so now you just don't want to believe, So it isn't, how much more, like people say, why doesn't God come down from heaven and say, blah, blah, blah. Well, he will. It's just the timing that we have, it's so minuscule, What is it, 2,000 years? It's eternity. You can't even grasp it. So the way that God thinks in his timing has nothing to do with ours. The point is that you've been given life and that you've been given one shot to show your creator who it is you are. And I'm going for it, And you should too, by the way. The power that God, greater is he that is in me than it is in the world. The kingdom of God is within us, meaning you have the power to go out there and say these words of truth because they're penetrating like a sword, So don't let other people get you down, It's like, who can be against us? If God be for us, who can be against us? All right. Fair trade. For sale, washer and dryer gently used. I think we saw this yesterday. Yes. Buy the lemonade. If you haven't bought lemonade for 7-year-old recently, shame on you. He makes the sign. His mother helps him stir in the mixture and set up a table. And when the first neighbor walks up and puts on the dollar in the jar, you'd think that the kid had won the lottery. A tingle of excitement comes from when we realize that something we can do actually earns us money. For a kid, it might be a pocket of change for candy. For an adult, it's paying an electric bill and buying groceries. It means having a sense of pride and purpose for living. Supporting the employment of others shouldn't just be left to business owners or government agencies. See a sign for a guy who will mow your lawn. Call him. Find an ad for a local handyman. Give him a try. Have a skill or trade you can ask. Go down to your nearest community center and teach it. When you put the dollar in the 7-year-old jar, you'll be purchasing a lot more than just lemonade. The poor man with the industry is happier than the rich man in idleness. That is from Henry Ward Beecher. Okay, very cool. Thank you so much for your time. I had to go to work, and we will see you tomorrow for Acts chapter 20.